Bloody Mary. And I was like, how could you, yo?
I
That's
actually like Urban Legends 2, though. Urban Legends 2 is
I
kind of...
just, listen. I probably shouldn't be sharing this kind of information on the show, but whatever. So I indulged a tad bit last night. I had me a little gummy, like one of those little
Yeah.
calm your nerves type of gummies, and I actually watched some of Urban Legends Final Cut. And I don't know if it's because I indulged, but I got really fucking irritated. And I think I've always gotten this irritated when Trevor pops up, the twin, and he's like, I need to find out what happened to my brother. And then he just keeps turning around all sharp and just like dropping his head, trying to be mysterious. And I'm like, this is dumb. Like, even though the whole is meant to make you wonder, did Travis really kill himself? Is it really his twin brother? Is it Travis playing games? Is he the killer? But when you think about it, it's like, this is just a fucking stupid twist to throw in the mix of this movie, yo. And like, it's got its flaws, but I do think Urban Legend 2 is definitely underrated. But that whole twin brother shit, I was like, what are we doing? Like, he's trying so hard to be edgy and mysterious, and it's just overwhelming at times.
I gotta rewatch Urban Legends Final Cut. I gotta rewatch that. I should rewatch the first one too, honestly. I remember the first one had some really great sequences. The radio sequence, I thought that radio sequence was really good in the first one. Where like the
Which one?
is on the phone calling, and he's like broadcasting his own murder throughout the radio station when everyone at the party is listening to him.
The Tara Reid chase sequence.
Yeah,
because they gave her own Helen Shivers moment where you thought that she was really going to get out of there. I thought she was going to escape because I was like, there's no way they've got this girl being chased for this long in this movie and you're just going to kill her off. And they killed the shit out of her off screen, but they killed her. That's one character I wish Tara Reid could have stuck around as, and I say that because she was in Sharknado. So I say that because I don't feel the same way about her involvement in Sharknado. I don't like it.
Sharknado. Oh my god. He was also in Clownado. So, there's something to think about also with Ian Zerwig. Clownado.
They both were in that.
Clownado, yeah.
I guess, man. Who am I to judge? Clownado.
Let's see. Okay, it's not her. Never mind. But that would have been hilarious. But our girl, Leanna Quigley, is on there, though. So,
in Clownado?
Yeah.
Much respect to Linnea Quigley because she's such a franchise, or not franchise, she's such a genre staple. Like, she knows exactly the type of movies that she's in, which is why I want to see this. I can't wait to see what she does with this this Trash is Revenge fan film, or whatever you call it.
It's supposed to be filming today, actually, according to her.
Trash is Revenge?
Mm-hmm. According to her GoFundMe, it's supposed to start filming today.
Listen, like I said, man, may the best film win, whether it's Trash is Revenge, whether it's the Return of the Living Dead sequel that probably hasn't gone into production yet. Who knows? First come, first serve. It's all good. I'm patiently waiting. If it's zombie shit, then I'm always patiently waiting for it.
It is. Speaking of patiently waiting for it, these are movies that we've talked. These are movies that we've been patiently waiting for a long time, and these movies are stuck in development hell. And because of that,
let me just say real quick that I don't know how you how you go into these segues, but that shit be spot on. And it's not like we write how to do these segues, people. He just comes up with this shit after something I say, and he'll just be like, you know what? Speaking of such and such, and then you just roll out the red carpet of the topic. Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, because these are movies that we've been patiently waiting for, that we've seen in news articles, we've seen greenlit, we've seen scripts, we've seen directors, cast, been announced, and yet there has not been one single fucking thing about any of these movies that we are going to talk about. These are movies that are in developmental hell, for better or for worse, and we don't know why. There is a market, there's an audience, there is a whole lot of people that want to see these type of movies. I have 5 movies that are in developmental hell. So does Romero. One of my movies I actually got greenlit earlier, 2 weeks ago, Happy Death Day 3, which I'm kind of happy about, but I'm still kind of leery because I don't think that movie is actually going to happen still. I don't think it's going to happen. No, I do not think it's going to happen. Drop was not a massive success for Christopher Landon, so I don't know if Blumhouse is going to give him that kind of money, that kind of leeway to finish off his trilogy. Because Drop was a good movie, not good movie, but it was a fun movie, and I had fun with it, but it wasn't the success that they thought it was going to be.
Listen, Blumhouse, they better fucking give Christopher Landon the money to make Happy Death Day 3. And listen, I love Jeff Wadlow as a director, man. Cry Wolf is one of my favorite films ever. And I think that's still his best film to date. But they gave him money for Truth or Dare, for Fantasy Island, for Imaginary. Yeah, they can give Christopher Landon money to make Happy Death Day 3. They gave Jeff Wadlow money to make bullshit. And I swear, I don't think that was any fault of his own. I think that was like studio involvement. I really do. But come on, man. Give Christopher Landon what he needs to make Happy Death Day 3. And I swear to God, if they don't give him the money he needs to make that, then he needs to just do Arachnophobia like he was originally supposed to fucking do. He was supposed to do the Arachnophobia remake and
Scream 7.
Before Scream 7, and then he was signed on to do that, and then he probably got like some death threats or something like within the first couple hours. He's like, listen, I don't want shit to do with this franchise.
No,
Dev probably told him
with Melissa. It was like, you know what? I agree with what Melissa Barrera said, so I'm gonna walk with her. So he just didn't say it out loud, but that's what it was. That's what it really was.
I hope they do let him make it though.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, I've actually I actually had a hard time coming up with this list, bro. Did you?
Somewhat, yeah. Because like you said, there was certain shit that I had on my original list, and we got news here and news there, and I was like, oh, let me just. I will put this in the honorable mentions of the ones that actually made it out of development hell, because there was a lot of them I had on the list that I had to take off, like that we literally been getting news about weekly for the most part. And even when I had my 5, it was maybe 2 that I was like struggling with to put on the list, but I decided not to, because I'm like, I think they got a lesser chance of happening than the other ones that I got actually on the list. So yeah, it was a nice little tough time.
All right, so do you want to kick it off? I think I kicked it off last time.
I will kick mine off. This shit has been in development hell since I want to say it's been over 10 years now, and every little bit of news is just annoying to me at this point. And I'm kind of slowly giving up hope, but I'm hoping that because this actor is still active and because this director just keeps talking shit, that maybe we'll get it. But my number 5 is Spawn, King Spawn, Al Simmons, whatever the fuck they want to call it. Yeah, bro, listen, Spawn, and again, I wasn't like I had every Spawn comic, this, that, and other. No, this shit was new to me. at the time as a kid when it came out in like 97 or so. And I'm like, this shit is dark. I don't know how they got a PG-13 rating. There's a clown, John Leguizamo's in a clown outfit eating pizza with maggots on it, like actual maggots. Spawn is in hell. Like, we didn't spend a lot of time with his character, but you kind of want to root for him. He's got cool-ass powers. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Then I went and watched that HBO series. And I was like, all right, now you're introducing Detective Twitch. Now we're getting into R-rated territory. That was like my first experience with like really violent kind of, I don't know if you consider it anime, but just really violent type of animation.
Yeah.
Then when they said that Jamie Foxx was playing Al Simmons, I'm like, bet. And here we are like 10, 20 years later, and the shit still hasn't happened. But every single time Todd McFarlane drops an update, it's the same shit over and over. He's like, great news, everybody. You got to stay tuned until 12 p.m. for the great news. And then, you know, niggas look at they watch and 12 o'clock hits, and it's just like, great news, everybody. The Spawn movie has a title, King Spawn, and it's going to be rated R. I'm like, it's supposed to be. Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Like, you're telling us all the shit that we already know. Every update is, yeah, there's updates on the script. We got a draft too. It's like, yeah, you got to go through like 16 more drafts of it. Like, you're just stalling at this point. You're just stalling. And I feel bad for him because they're not really giving him what he needs to get the movie made. But, like, come on, man. It's like either can this shit or get it made because it's been too long. I was on board with this when they said Jeremy Renner was going to play Detective Twitch. And I'm like, I can't really physically, no, but I'm like, I think Jeremy Renner, he's a good actor. He could pull it off playing Detective Twitch, but I'm like, that's from the animated series. Let's rock. Let's go. And we haven't gotten it.
Being a Detective Twitch, I think that'd be a good casting. Izzy Tech says Sinners was absolute garbage. Bruh, stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap. You know you don't even believe that, dude. Stop it. Insomniac Writer, the Spawn series was my shit. Yeah, that series was something else, man. Let me tell you, man. That Spawn series was something else. Oh no.
What the fuck happened to my?
Okay.
Oh, I'm good.
Probably for a minute. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Series was definitely like another experience. But yeah, I don't know what the holdup is, man. Every single time Todd McFarlane drops some news on it, he's just like, wait, I didn't even know Todd McFarlane was in this movie because I'm looking at the cast. But every time he drops some news, it's just like, yeah, man, good news, people. You know, I wrote one word on the script today. Stay tuned for more news. Like, out of here, man. Like, even if you wanted to do an old man Spawn movie, like Michael Jai White would probably still be on board for it. Dude's still in shape. He's still youthful. He's still active. He's still doing action movies. Like, it's too many. We got The Crow, and like I said, I gave that like a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. But we got The Crow. We're getting Toxic Avenger before we're getting a Spawn movie. That's ridiculous. But I feel like
it's pretty fucking crazy.
With how lighthearted the superhero shit is, maybe studios are scared to bring out something like Spawn again. I don't know.
They don't know how to. They don't know how to approach it because that kind of material, because that Spawn material is very complex. It's not. You know, it's definitely a comic book that challenges morality of man, and I don't think comic book movies are ready to go there just yet. But that's just my
they want to keep playing this safe shit.
Yeah.
But yep, that's my number 5. I'm about sick of King Spawn, man. Tired of him.
I know. I fucking unfollowed Todd McFarlane. Because of it.
I didn't even follow him in the first place because I'm like, I don't even. You gonna piss me off if I follow you on social media.
Seriously. My number 5 is a Star Wars movie that was announced in 2020, got test footage in 2021, but since then has not been in development. And I am talking about Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Now, this was based off the N64 video game of the same name.
Right? I remember that game.
And this was going to follow
I remember that
X-Wings.
game.
This was going to be like the Maverick Top Gun version of Star Wars. And I was all for it.
I remember that game. Yep. For N64. I'm looking at this shit now.
Yep. Patty Jenkins had left the project because Patty Jenkins left the project because she wanted to do Wonder Woman 3. But when that whole ordeal happened with DC, she had left Wonder Woman 3 and is back now developing Rogue Squadron.
Oh, well, good.
As of 2024, Jenkins is back on board and developing the script. As of today, of April 29th, 2025, there is no new updates on Rogue Squadron. According to Disney's internal sheets, and it's this movie has been shelved indefinitely. So I don't think we're gonna ever see this. But with the success of Maverick, with Superman, and the way that they are filming these flight sequences, I really do think that Rogue Squadron might pick up again soon. So I really do hope so, because this would be a fucking amazing movie, man. We'll finally get to see some dogfights in space. Like that's what we want to see, man. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but when I heard this movie was gonna be developed, I was all for it. I was like, yes.
Yeah, this shit that'll get you. This is the Star Wars shit that'll get your heart racing. Because I'm not super big on Star Wars either. Like, I like it's Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith. I like Solo, but I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. I don't know what everybody was pissed off about. I haven't seen the TV shows and shit. Actually, I did watch a little bit of Obi-Wan, and I got a little choked up too. I'm not gonna lie. It was when they showed Anakin's face behind the mask. But Rogue Squadron, I forgot all about this game. This shit, like a movie of this would definitely be on some. I haven't seen Maverick, but the trailer lets me know exactly what type of movie it is.
Oh, you haven't seen Maverick?
Imagine like that type of. I haven't seen Top Gun. I'm not
watch Top Gun. Just watch Maverick. Just watch Maverick, bro. Just watch Maverick. You don't need to watch Top Gun. Just watch the second one. Just watch the second one.
He said don't watch the first one.
Don't watch the first one. That shit must be ass. The first one is not gonna make you want to watch the second one. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna understand any of the references, and I know at some point Val Kilmer.
They spell it out for you. They spell it out for you. So.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my number 5, Rogue Squadron. Hopefully Patty Jenkins gets to make her movie, and I hope so too, because this is a movie that I've been really waiting for. This is a movie that I think we should, like, imagine seeing this movie on IMAX.
Whew.
God dang.
Just the most aerial Star Wars movie that they've ever made. It would have to be.
Yeah.
It would probably be like shot really beautifully too. Like Patty Jenkins, I'm not saying she's a bad director, but that second Wonder Woman movie, that shit rubbed me all the wrong ways. All the wrong ways.
She completely ignored her own rules that she set up.
I did not understand that movie and what she was going for. I was so disappointed because I'm like, all right, finally, like we might get what I didn't get the first time around. Because I thought the first one, I'm like, all right, this is okay, but everybody was talking about the first Wonder Woman, like it was the second coming of DC. I'm like, it's not. It's a by the numbers fucking origin story. It's okay,
yeah,
but it's okay in the way like the first Captain America movie is okay, and it's not even as good as that. But that second one was awful, and I was rooting for Kristen Wiig to be like something decent in there, and I was like, I can't even really root for her.
No, they made her, and that costume, bro. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
And how the fuck did Chris Pine come back, yo?
Right.
Did they explain that? Because I did not understand. His soul transferred into another man. No, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Patty. All right, Patty. You can miss me with that shit, Patty. I'm sorry. Never met you. So I don't dislike you, Patty Jenkins. Never met you, but please get the fuck out of here with that. His soul transferred into the next realm of man. Like, no. It's a Wonder Woman movie. You just wanted somebody to be the love interest again. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't like Chris Pine either. I don't, man. Like, I'm gearing myself up because I told my uncle I would get into the Star Trek franchise because he's a big Trekkie, and I know I gotta prepare because Chris Pine is Kirk in the reboot.
Captain Kirk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I like him, and he's cool in Smoking Aces, but that's before he was Chris Pine. He was one of the Trimmer brothers.
Yeah.
And he's almost unrecognizable.
Izzy Tech says, I just like being I haven't seen the movie. I just like being controversial. Obviously. Chamber Grams, yeet, at work. LOL. Well, hopefully we can keep you company on your break, Chamber. So what's your number 4, dude?
My number 4, I think I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about Goosebumps and Fear Street. And I think especially with Fear Street putting motherfuckers on notice again, this is something that should definitely make a comeback. My number 4 is more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This has been in development hell probably since, I guess, the box office was pretty much done for the first movie. And Del Toro and I think the director's name is like Andre Overdahl.
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that wrong. But he had good updates at first, but then when the Last Voyage of the Demeter came out and he was promoting that movie, he was kind of like, he's like, yeah, we're still we're still figuring things out, but then like the news kind of died down, and I don't know what other project he moved on to, but they had, I think, the chick that plays Stella and the guy that played Ramon, they were signed on to do a sequel, but there's no news. But my thing is, this is, first of all, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was way better than it should have been with a PG-13 rating. The movie should have been rated R. The movie should have been a hell of a lot darker. The movie, as good as it looks, I think it should have had a different type of aesthetic to it because of what those drawings looked like. But the movie was passable for what they pulled off with a PG-13 rating. I'm like, all right, cool. You still want kids to see it, but you want it to be like a little bit dark and gruesome without gore and blood and things like that. Cool. Like, I can respect the execution, but it's way too many stories. They pulled shit from all different books to put in the first movie. You can do the same thing with the second movie, but it's way too many stories. It's way too many creatures and illustrations, like, in my mind, for them to be sitting on this movie. And the fact that Fear Street, which wasn't the most popular like horror book back in the day, is like doing numbers right now. They about to drop their 4th movie. Scary Stories can't get off of the first one. It's kind of blasphemous because that was like the best horror book series for me back in the day. And it's just way too many stories. No, the Scary Stories, it was the first one, then it was more Scary Stories Telling Dark, and then it was Scary Stories 3. Yeah, then they tried to re-release them, and they changed the illustrations because the parents were saying it was too. The parents were pussying out pretty much at some point, and they redesigned all of the illustrations at some point and re-released the books like a bunch of bitches. I didn't mean that, people. I didn't mean that. I get really emotional about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's one of my favorite childhood books. But yeah, man, that it's no reason we shouldn't get. Now, I don't think we should do the whole Curse of Sarah Bellows. Sarah Bellows, it was her book and her story. I think we should move on from that bullshit because that was making the movie drag out the first time around. I didn't care nothing about Sarah Bellows. but you can go in a whole different direction in the sequel and bring Stella and Ramon back. If you can. The movie came out like 16 years ago.
Feels that way. Feels that way. Came out 2019.
Damn. Yeah, it's been, come on, man. Give him what he needs to make that movie. And if not that, then Last Voyage of the Demeter 2. Actually, we don't really need a sequel to that.
Nah, well, we'll talk more about that. I'll come back. I'll circle to that one.
Yeah.
My number 4 was actually filmed, but then shut down midway through. And I'm talking about The Collected. This is the third movie in the Collection trilogy. This movie started filming back in 2019. According to Tom Atkins, they had filmed the ending, but due to legal and rights issues, the movie had been stalled, production had been stopped, and everyone was not getting paid. Producer took off with the money and the ownership of the movie, apparently. According to Marcus Dunstan, as of last year, they now have the rights to The Collected, and they want to start filming again. So they're going to film the whole thing over again, according to Dunstan. Yeah. But we're going to see what happens with the Final Destination, because he's the one that directed the new Final Destination movie. And if it does well, you'll go back to The Collective, probably with a little bit more leeway and much more, and a better reputation and more credibility.
I wonder, do they change the whole story that they had originally started with, or do they film the whole shit over again?
I don't know, but Tom Atkins plays the dad to Navi Ratt's character, who is the woman in the second one. So I don't know if they're going to come back and try to redo what they did. But this sucks.
I'm waiting on that too, man. Because I like those movies. Those movies are that's a wild slasher property.
Yeah,
crazy wild.
Much better than the Saw franchise.
He said it, people. I did not. It was actually, wasn't it written by the guys who did who wrote Saw? Patrick Dunstan and
supposed to be it was supposed to be the pig. You know how Jigsaw wears the pig mask and he kidnaps the people? It was supposed to be a prequel to the first one. But yeah, I mean, as of today, again, no new updates. Dunstan confirmed in July of 2024 that the rights have been reverted back to him and his partner, Melton. So we'll see what happens there, if anything. I don't think we'll ever see The Collected, and that's unfortunate because the poster they dropped, the steals they had dropped, they all look. I
remember.
Good. And I don't know if Josh Stewart is going to want to do it again, because he was the main protagonist.
And how do you follow up the second one, man? Like, just that dance floor sequence alone, bro. Like when all those people got sliced up on that dance floor,
like a fucking meat grinder.
That was like nightmare fuel, man. First of all, why? What were they doing there? Did they get like an invitation?
Yeah,
it
was a secret. It was a secret rave party.
See, this is why.
Yeah, it was a rave party. Invite only.
Yeah, nah. I wouldn't even do it.
So that's my number 4 for The Collected.
I hope they get to make it though, because it'll definitely be hardcore. Like they would just have to look at the shit that Art the Clown is doing and all these other slashers are doing, and they would just have to up the ante. Which they probably wouldn't have a problem doing. I remember seeing that first Collector movie, and it was like cringe city, man. Like everything was a trap. Like I think he put his hands in the window and like they like clamped down on his fingers, and then he went to grab the phone and shit stuck him in the ear.
Yeah.
Everything was a trap. It was just hurting to watch. It was frustrating to watch. And they better hurry up, man, because Tom Atkins, I mean, I hope we get that guy for years to come, man, but he's no spring chicken. And if he's willing to still do horror movies, like y'all gotta strike while the iron's hot and get this shit done.
Yeah. Seriously.
Oh, Josh Stewart is who you said, the main guy, Arkin. He kind of looks like goddamn, what's that dude's name? Kyle Garner? He looks like he could be like Kyle Garner's old. He looks like he could be his older brother who doesn't really joke around as much. Yeah, he looks like he's like the more serious brother. He's just like, look, I just don't feel like it today. Or kind of looks a little bit like Jason Clarke could be their oldest brother.
I could see that.
It's that nose, man.
I could see that. All right, so what's your number 3?
My number 3 is definitely in development hell, and I think it's been that way for a couple of years now. And it's funny because I think this is the only one movie that's in development hell that's based off a video game. My number 3, Toe Jam and Earl. I don't know if you've
ever. That's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going Metal Gear Solid.
No. I was never a big. Wait, that's Metal Gear Solid with Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never big on Metal Gear Solid. The only reason I bought it is because one of my teachers had to trick my Xbox system out, and he's like, "Listen, man, all I need you to do is buy a copy of Metal Gear Solid, and I'll take care of the rest." And he did some crazy shit with the Xbox with Metal Gear Solid by itself. I don't know how to explain it. I probably won't talk too much about it because I don't know how legal that was. But Toe Jam and Earl, man, I remember they announced this a couple years back and said that Steph Curry and his production company was behind it. Now, I'm concerned about that now because Steph Curry's production company was also behind that fucking that animated reboot of Good Times, and it's some of the most offensive, disrespectful, stupid shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's why I'm worried if Steph is still behind this. But Toe Jam and Earl, I think because of Sonic, because of Super Mario, whether you full CG this movie, whether you just have Toe Jam and Earl as CG characters and you have them crash land on Earth with all human actors, it's got to happen. This shit's hilarious. I don't. Have you ever played the old school games yet?
On Sega.
And the one on Xbox?
Yeah.
Did you play the one on Xbox?
No, I didn't play them on Xbox.
They had Toe Jam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth on Xbox. It's basically the same gameplay, but it's way more shit you can do. It's like it's Grand Theft Toe Jam and Earl, like as far as open map and shit like that. And they add this new character, this girl Letitia, who's like their alien friend, and Toe Jam's always hitting on her. I think the characters alone, like the alien characters, the Land of Funkatron, the Earthlings that are just supposedly crazy, like that would make for such a fun, just hip ass movie. And I don't know what's happening. I think it's because Amazon and Steph Curry's production company have this shit that is not going anywhere. So they just need to sell the rights or whatever they need to do. Because this is 2022 that this article came out.
Not that long ago either. Like 3 years ago?
Yeah, and we haven't heard any news. We haven't heard any news on it since.
I know Steph Curry and his production company are doing a Matt and Drake documentary, and that is filming now. So I wonder if that's taking precedence over Toe Jam and Earl. So when he's finished with the documentary, maybe he'll focus on that video game. Because
I want Steph
Steph Curry and Marshawn Lynch are producing a Mac Drake documentary out here.
I want Steph to get it together. If he can't handle it and he's just focused on the playoffs and all that cute shit, then that's fine. Just give it to somebody else so somebody else can get it done. Because I feel like if Toe Jam and Earl comes out, that way I can get my Yo Noid movie, I can get my Crash Bandicoot movie, I can get my Nights Into Dreams movie, I can get Arrow the Acrobat, I can get all the little guys.
Yeah,
you got to make room for the little people. Which one?
Gex. Remember Gex, the lizard, where he goes through the TV. Gex the Gecko.
Was that on Sega?
No, he was on PlayStation. You'll
Gex
see
with the tuxedo. I remember Gex, yo.
Fucking Gex, bro.
When you said it, I was like, is he fucking talking about who I think he's talking about? This motherfucker had the tuxedo on, yo.
Yes. One of the most underrated franchises in PlayStation history, dude.
Yo, they need the little guys, man. Earthworm Jim is another one.
Earthworm would be so dope.
I would say Vector Man, but I don't know. I don't think people would like a Vector Man movie.
I would, but that's because I actually like the game.
My man, Gex. And also, Echo the Dolphin. I need that movie.
Also, side note, going back to Steph Curry, Dylan Brooks, just stop, bro. Stop. You a fucking bitch for doing that shit last night. And the fact that you did not get called, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, Dylan Brooks. You are a fucking chump, dude. You are a dirty fucking player. And it's gonna Drake. You're lucky Draymond's on probation. Otherwise, he would have dunked your punk ass himself, dude. And Steph ain't no fucking pushover. Look, I ain't no Warriors fan. I'm not a Warriors fan.
Yeah, me neither.
But Steph is not that guy to fuck with, bro. Stop it.
He don't back down. Like people think just because Steph is small that he's sweet or something. Yeah. Like he's not gonna back down for nobody. Yeah. He will be all up in your shit. No, I saw that Dylan Brooks shit because I watched it more than a couple times, and there's a moment where Jimmy Butler
right in the stomach.
Yep, he's a dirty player. But Dylan Brooks is one of those dudes where you only do this kind of shit because you're in the NBA. You would never do this on the street with real street dudes. You do it where teammates and officials and security and all that shit is going to hold you back. Dylan Brooks is such a chump, man. When Patrick Beverly is more tolerable than you, something's wrong. You need to do some soul searching at this point. It's bad, bro.
Yeah, do that to Draymond. Do that to what was his name? He just got traded to the Warriors earlier this season.
Jimmy Butler.
Yes, do that to Butler. See what happens.
Butler was in his shit too. Butler, they was at the foul line, or somebody was shooting a foul shot, and Jimmy Butler was standing next to Dylan Brooks, and you can read his lips in slow motion. He was like, "Yo, now I'm gonna bust your ass." He said, "You weak, and I'm gonna bust your ass." And Dylan Brooks was just laughing. Jimmy, I like Jimmy over there. Jimmy gives Draymond an extra boost of insanity and shit like that.
There's an extra kind of toughness now. They're not a finesse squad. There's an extra toughness. I just wanted to bring that up because you brought up Steph Curry. I was like, I'm going to say this really quick before I forget.
Yeah, fuck Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Speaking.
That was my number 3.
Was your number 3? Speaking of fuck that puto, fuck Harvey Weinstein, because that motherfucker keeps finding a way of destroying other people's dreams. And this motherfucker blackmailed Rob Zombie, or extorted Rob Zombie, to do Halloween 2 when he really wanted to do his passion project called Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is about a fucking washed-up boxer who runs afoul of satanic bikers during Stygies, the Stygies Festival out in North Dakota. This was supposed to be a 70s grindhouse type movie. It is based off Rob Zombie's comic book Nails, and the concept art behind this looks fucking insane, and the plot is insane. This was announced in 2008. Concept art was shared. There's no script. This was supposed to be Rob Zombie's original follow-up to Halloween. This was going to be his second movie under the Weinstein Company. But Weinstein decided that they wanted Halloween 2 instead. But he was under the guise that if you do Halloween 2, we'll give you the rights to T-Rex, and you can go direct it anywhere else. And it was going to be a very expensive movie. Yeah, and according to Zombie in the 2014 interview, the movie has been dead. It's been officially dead. He has no desire on working on this movie. He has no desire even bringing it up, talking about it anymore, which is unfortunate because I think Tyrannosaurus Rex could have been one of his best fucking movies. It sounds so insane, and the concept art looked fucking amazing. He even had a bus when he was doing press tours of Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Is this the concept art? What?
There's like a big boxer fighting like a demon in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like this multicolored bus running over people on motorcycles with fucking machine guns. Yeah. What the fuck is this, yo?
Man,
Rob Zombie is a lunatic. I like the storyboards though.
Right? This man.
I like this art, man.
What could have been, dude? What could have been?
It's a shame that he, as much as I love Halloween 2, like just to think that he didn't even want to make that shit is crazy. Like, you know how many directors are just like, all right, man, well, I'm under contract. Let me just point and shoot and make this fucking movie.
And he was promised that he would have the rights to this movie back, which is why he did Halloween 2. Tyrannosaurus Rex sounded like one of his most ambitious, his most creative movies since House of a Thousand Corpses.
He always talks about how the Weinsteins were on some weird shit, though. He always says that when I think he's talking about, like, he even goes back to when he was supposed to do The Crow, and he said that they kept coming up to him every week after seeing what movies did well at the box office, and they were like, Starship Troopers did really well. Let's find a way to put some big spiders into your Crow movie or some giant insects into the Crow movie. And they're like, oh, this movie did really well. Let's try to find a way to put a slasher in your Crow movie. Like they said that they just kept coming up to him weekly, like trying to incorporate what was popular at the time. And I'm like, that's strange, yo.
And that's not what made those movies popular. Also, you guys are multi-million-dollar producers. I mean, yeah, fuck Harvey Weinstein. Not to just every day is fuck Harvey Weinstein. Just so we're clear. But if that is your takeaway from Starship Troopers, that the reason that movie is popular because of big giant ass spiders, what the fuck are you doing in the movie industry? That's not what made that movie popular.
Goes to show. Oh man, these are these big studio execs who don't know shit about movies. They just put their names on things a lot of times. They don't know shit about the genres and things like that. They want to put slashers and spiders in his Crow movie, yo. Yeah. He said they kept coming to him with notes while he was trying to film the movie. He said they just kept coming to him with new notes every day.
That's crazy. And yeah, I think Mr. Too Tall 95, good evening. Studio execs only care about the money. Yes, that is true, but you, as a studio exec, it's also your job to make sure you put out good product. I'm not so sure if that's kind of the case now, but yeah, that's a conversation for a different day, for sure. But
That's
yeah,
some
what could have been Tyrannosaurus Rex by Rob Zombie would have been fucking insane. Yeah, I'm sad that we never got this movie, and we're never going to get this movie. But it does live on in comic book form under the name Nail, so you can go get the graphic novel by Rob Zombie.
I mean, never say never, man. You know, Rob Zombie got to make the Munsters, so who knows?
Who knows?
Which I still have not seen. I have not seen the Munsters yet.
I wait for Halloween.
I'm kind of scared to watch it, like, cause the trailer just feels, I don't know, it feels like it's not a real trailer. Like it feels like it's like a mock trailer or something. And I'm like, is this supposed to feel like this? It feels weird. I don't know how else to explain this shit.
No, I totally get it, man. But once you see this movie, yeah, once you see the movie, it'll make sense. It'll make sense.
Yeah,
it will make sense.
I was like, I don't know where I'm going to be able to rank this with, you know, like the Addams Family and Dark Shadows. I feel like this is going to be last, but it just feels really. It was a weird trailer. Lively trailer nonetheless, though. Like the colors definitely pop out. Like the set design, they built all of their sets from scratch. That's cool, but I'm like, all right, man. I guess, is this going to look cheap? Is it going to feel cheap? I don't know.
Definitely feels cheap. Definitely feels cheap. But yeah, that's my number 3, Tyrannosaurus Rex by Rob Zombie.
Wait, my number. All right, yeah, my number 3 was Toe Jam Earl. So my number 2. I almost didn't put this on my list as number 2 because I just, you know how I was saying, like with Spawn, I'm like, yeah, I don't care, but this is something I'm like a little more attached to. But at this point, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck at this point. Like they could ask me if I wanted to make the movie, and I'm gonna tell them no because I'm just off it completely at this point. My number 2 is gonna be Blade.
Oh.
To probably to like not a lot of people surprised. I think they announced this in 2019 at that event, and they had him put on the hat, and they revealed the new logo. He had a post-credit scene. You hear his voice and see the sword and the Eternals. And next thing you know, we go through like 2-3 directors that drop off the project. Aaron Pierre dropped off the project, and he's working his ass off right now.
Yeah.
Delroy Lindo dropped out of the project. Shit, I forgot who was it Mia Goth who was attached to the project at some point.
Yeah.
And the whole time, like when I'm trying not to be selfish about it, I'm like, poor Mahershala Ali, like to get promised this huge role, man, like, and for him to go into it and be humble about it, and you know, not want to step on Wesley's toes and want to do his own version of it. For him to just get dicked around about this property for the last couple years is just messed up. And every single time, it's the same thing with Spawn. It's like, here's an update, everybody. The new Blade is reportedly going to be rated R. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah. This is not news. Like, it's going to be like, yo, people, the new Blade is going to be called Blade. It's like, I don't care anymore. It's like, I don't care anymore. And I really think Wesley meant what he said. Like, Wesley stood on business in Deadpool and Wolverine when he said it's only going to be one Blade. That's why Deadpool looked at the screen like that. That was probably just Ryan Reynolds improving. Yeah. Like, because Ryan Reynolds probably knew. He's like, look, man, if I lobby to get Wesley back and they brought him back after what they put him through, then all they want is Wesley. And it's fucked up, man, because Blade is a character who, he doesn't wear a mask. He's not under no makeup. So it's big shoes to fill when you recast him. But I was all for Mahershala Ali. I was like, all right, if it's not, you know, they said Jamie Foxx. They even said John Boyega at one point. But when they said Mahershala Ali, I was like, all right, I can get behind this. I'm going to give it a chance. Just for us to never get it.
I still maintain they made the wrong choice. I still maintain
Mahershala Ali?
Yeah, I don't think he was the guy for it. And I still maintain that they should have casted Omar Sy, who was the drug dealer in the first Purge. And you'll see him in the Kerry Washington movie, Shadow Force. He has the physical attributes. He looks like Blade. He has the aura of him. He's like, I really do think he could have been a much better Blade than Mahershala Ali.
Omar Sy, that would have been like a good come up for him, because they did him dirty when he played Bishop. Remember, he was Bishop in Days of Future Past, and they didn't really give him much to do other than like a little bit here in that opening sequence, and that was cool. But I was like, this was great casting, and y'all just didn't do shit with him. Put him in Jurassic World, they didn't do shit with him. Oh, they brought him back for Dominion, but they didn't really give him much to do.
Yeah, and now it's kind of funny now, because now Mahershala Ali left Blade, well, didn't leave Blade, but now he's in the new Jurassic World movie.
He's in Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah,
and I hope they don't kill him. I hope he sticks around long enough to have a good franchise to stay latched onto, because that Marvel just did him all wrong, man. And my thing is, like, what's the holdup? Like, is it the script? Is it the fact that y'all don't want to prioritize it? Like, I don't understand.
According to Feige and Ali, it's script issues. They said there's not enough action. There wasn't enough action sequences. There wasn't enough things there for Mahershala Ali to be happy with. Feige wasn't happy with the script. And so now they brought in one of the directors that did Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick 2.
John Wick, yeah.
So we're going to see where that goes. But according to Feige and Ali, they both have stated on record and in public that it was script issues. So, yeah. I don't know how you fuck up a Blade movie, but apparently you can. I thought it'd be kind of pretty self-forward. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty straightforward. Vampire hunter hunting a vampire. You put a big bad vampire at the end of the movie. That's it.
And not Mia Goth. That Mia Goth shit. Like, listen, I think Mia Goth is a solid actress, but making her as the villain in a Blade reboot, it's like, just stop. Like, no, don't do it. Just let's not even do it. Like, we already struggled with a shitty villain in the last Blade movie we got. And what's the name? She was a side villain.
Parker Posey.
Parker Posey. She was a side villain, but I give her a pass in everything. Like, I give her a pass.
She was great, though. She was fucking hilarious.
She was hilarious. Yeah, I like her. But don't Mia Goth as the villain. No. We just gotta do better with our villain castings in these superhero anti-hero reboots, man. Like, I just rewatched The Crow, and Danny Houston as the villain. I'm like, you went for the most cliche fucking villainous actor you could have gotten. They should have got fucking Mads Mikkelsen for all of that. Somebody was like, yeah, I want to see him play Dr. Doom, and I'm like, why? He's Dr. Doom in every movie he's in. James Bond, Indiana Jones, he's a Hannibal. He's the same fucking character in everything he's in. Like, he's that actor that I think is really a villain in real life. Like, do you ever see him smile, Mads Mikkelsen? Never seen that guy
smile.
Only
in Hannibal when he's eating someone's intestines. Other than that, no.
Fucking lunatic. That's when he's the most comfortable. Is that show really like that? Yeah. Is that show decent?
Yeah, that show really like that, bro.
I was told to watch it a while back, and I was like, man, I kind of wrote it off.
It'll take a minute, bro. It'll take a minute, but once you get to like episode 3, that's where it really starts picking up. My general rule of thumb for like TV shows. Rule of thumb for TV shows.
Younger years.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to. It's actually a whole new story, so it's no connection to Silence of the Lambs or Red Dragon. Okay. It's a whole new thing, and it leads up to Red Dragon, which is really cool.
Yeah, because Red Dragon's supposed to be like the first one.
Yeah.
If you go in order, right? It's Red Dragon, then technically it's Hannibal Rising, then it would be Red Dragon and Silence of the Lamb, Hannibal. And Red Dragon's a remake. I didn't even know that was a remake of
Manhunter, which I had watched like a month ago, and I prefer that version over fucking Red Dragon. It
seems a little weird. He lit that dude on fire and rolled his ass down the street in that chair.
Yeah. And Tom Noonan as the Red Dragon is much better than Ralph Fiennes. He's a complete fucking monster in Manhunter. And it's amazing.
Tom Noonan, boy, that dude, even before I knew he was in Manhunter, just him as Jack the Ripper in The Last Action Hero was fucking nightmare fuel for me.
Oh, bro. Yeah, the Ripper.
Yeah, man, when he was assembling that axe out of that suitcase, he's definitely nightmare fuel for sure.
Yeah, and he's towering everyone in that movie. Is he still alive?
He is. I just looked it up.
Okay.
He's still around. Just had a birthday too on April 12th. Good for him. Oh, he was I didn't even peep. He was Kane in RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
More nightmare fuel.
And then he was the Frankenstein in Monster Squad.
He was. Yup. Damn, he was in a lot of shit.
Oh, what? He was in Knockaround Guys?
Yo, I literally just looked at that. Is that the one with Seth Green and Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
John Malkovich. John Malkovich is like, Maddie, I told you what to do, Maddie. Like, he talks so weird. I forgot he was in Eight-Legged Freaks. He was one of the first people to get murked off in that movie.
He's Sheriff Stan Decker in Knockaround Guys.
Was he one of the ones that was in on the shit?
I don't remember. I'm going to have to go back and watch that one. Because I remember liking that movie a lot.
Yeah. Vin Diesel beat the fuck out of that dude in that bar where he walked up to him. He said 207 or whatever he said. He's like, what? He's like, that's how many fights I've been in. That's when you don't even want to know the rest of the story at that point when somebody walks up to you and says that.
Yeah, for real. I was like, oh, okay. I'm just going to go that way then.
Yeah, he lectured him before he beat the shit out of him.
Man, just beat the shit out of me. I don't want to hear your fucking lecture, Dan. And I just feel like that's just like insult to injury.
First of all, he could tell that story. Vin Diesel, like in his prime, like when he was still like limber, when he was big like that, and he wasn't all stiff. Like, yeah, I'm going to listen to your story, but at some point I'm going to run out the door. Like, I'm going to size up. I'm going to look at my entrance, my exit, and I'm just going to run the fuck out while you're in mid-story.
Yeah. All right. So that was your number two.
Number one. Yeah, what's your
number two?
You want your number two or number one?
My number two is a movie that I talked about on the podcast for a while. And it is At the Mountain of Madness, directed by Guillermo del Toro. And this is based off an H.P. Lovecraft novel of the same name. And this is the movie that is supposed to introduce the cinematic audience to Cthulhu, the world-eating monster. Del Toro has come close to filming this movie in 2011 with Universal, but Universal was concerned about developing an R-rated horror franchise with a $150 million price tag. James Cameron and Tom Cruise were originally attached to helm the movie, so that was interesting. And according to his appearance on the King cast in 2023, the movie has been shelved. But with his Netflix deal, he says that don't say never, because he's doing Frankenstein, which is going to drop in Christmas, and then we're going to see what happens after that. He has released CGI test footage of the Mountains of Madness on his Instagram last year. I do think Tom Cruise's The Mummy has something to do with Universal getting cold feet about developing this movie.
Yeah, they pulled Del Toro to the side after they got those numbers back. He's like, listen, did you see what Tom's movie did last weekend? Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
We're not going to take that kind of a chance.
And that's Tom Cruise, man. Tom Cruise don't lose like that.
Yeah, Tom Cruise made y'all get cold feet. Something wrong. But Del Toro doing like a Cthulhu piece? What?
Yeah, that's supposed to be a period piece too.
Oh. That sounds like it would have been fire. Like even if he just produced it, and you said who was behind it? James Cameron?
Yeah, James Cameron was originally attached to direct along with Tom Cruise to star.
Ooh. Right.
Del Toro has owned the rights to that script and to that property since 2010, and he has not been able to film this movie. Even with the success of Underwater and The Color of Space, both kind of Lovecraftian movies, along with The Lighthouse, you would think studios would want us to be like, oh, cosmic horror, we can finally make this movie. We can make it. But they don't want to. They don't want to take that chance. They don't want to take that chance. And
they'd rather spend all that fucking money on making The Black Demon Part 2 or some shit. They just want to make shark movies when it comes to water beasts and man versus beast films.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. So The Mountains of Madness, man, is a movie that I kind of gave up hope on. I don't think we're ever going to see that movie. He himself has even said that he refound the old script and read it. Says like, yeah, now that I've read the script through, it's not a movie that I would direct anymore. So I don't know if he's going to go back and rewrite it or if he has any interest in still making it. But
if he had hands in it, either way, because Del Toro loves his monsters, man. Whether he's producing, whether he's directing, he loves his monsters, his creatures, man. He does that shit in spades. I think him doing something on Cthulhu would have been like, that's. I could look past Tom Cruise running. Like, that's the one movie where Tom Cruise would just run underwater. That would have to be in his contract. But I could look past that if Del Toro was doing a Cthulhu movie for sure.
Yeah.
Del Toro's always, as far as like him making American films over here, he's always getting like some bullshit, man. And he said that ever since he was working with the Weinsteins on Mimic. And he said it's the worst filming experience. His first American filmmaking experience is the worst one he's ever had with the Weinsteins. Because he said they were just assholes to him on set. Wouldn't let him make his movie.
Fuck Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, that's our theme. That's the ongoing theme this evening.
Yeah, seriously, especially with these last 3 movies. All right, what's your number 1?
Wait, what's the other brother's name? The other Weinstein brother.
Bob.
That's his name.
Bob Weinstein.
Yeah, Bob's somewhere chilling. He's in a fucking bunker. He said, I don't want. Bob is like, don't put my name in there with his. Bob don't want no parts of it, but he probably, it's like, you knew, Bob.
Yeah.
You knew Robert. You knew Robert. You knew what was going on. You knew your brother was a piece of shit. My number 1, there was no way this wasn't going to go on the list somewhere, but I think it's number 1 because this is, out of all the properties I mentioned, this is the development hell that's like, all right, It's like, all right, old man, you getting outshined. Like, I know you left your legacy behind, but the last time your character was on screen, it wasn't. It was terrible. My number one is Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know. I know what's going on. I know that Wes Craven's family and the Wes Craven estate, they are not given the green light for anything until something comes across their desk that's absolutely something that Wes Craven will be proud of, and so on and so forth. I respect it for sure, but goddamn it, it's like 2010 was the last time we saw Freddy, and I like Jackie O'Haley, but I can't accept that. I can't accept the fact that 2010 is the last time we got a Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's fan films out there that's doing it, and we can't. We have not gotten a proper Nightmare on Elm Street movie
there's
since New
this
Nightmare.
crazy fucking fan film, bro, about Freddy, and they did a better job of executing the Dream Child storyline than the Dream Child did. I can't remember what it was called, dude, but it happened at an OBYGN, and the girl is just like haunted by Freddy. But you don't really see Freddy throughout the movie. You only see the shape of him up until like the very last minute.
That's subtle. Is it called Dream Girl?
Hold on.
You got Dream Girl, Dylan's New Nightmare. They got a shit ton of.
I was disappointed with Dylan's New Nightmare. I'll be honest. Like I was.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I wasn't. Look, you know how we are. We gonna shoot straight from the hip, and we are not. We are not those fans that are gonna give shit a pass just because of nostalgia or just because that like a fan favorite is in there. Yeah, it was good to see Miko Hughes back in there, but I definitely was expecting a lot more. Dave McCrae was cool as
Freddy.
As Freddy. He did a good job, but I was like, this is pretty lackluster for what they were selling. It was pretty weak.
It really was, because once the short started going, it ended. You know what I mean?
And then the end of it with the woman, wasn't what's the name in there from Friday the 13th? Junior, the one that was on the motorcycle. I think the actor's name is Ron Sloan. He was in there when Dylan's at like an audition or something. I think that's the guy from Friday the 13th.
Is it?
In Dreams, this was a solid one, fan film. But
yeah,
like Freddy, it's no reason, man. Like this is like the NBA. This is why I keep saying this shit is like the NBA, where the OG era is slowly getting ushered out, man. You got these Art the Clowns and Hard Eyes and John Carver's popping up, man, setting up shop. Yeah. And like, listen, old guys, look, old guys, it's been fun, but we got something to say. We got franchises on the way, man. Michael Myers is the only one for now that's outlasting the rest of the OGs.
Because I think Michael Myers is actually one of the only icons out of the bunch that's more like easy to develop, as opposed to Freddy or a Jason.
Yeah, more simplistic.
Because if you look at those last three movies, it didn't really take a whole lot of effort writing those three movies. Let's just be real.
Yeah, even with the new things they introduced, it's still, that's what Halloween kind of was built on, was the simplicity of it. But like 2010, man, like we could have been cooking up the ultimate Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And I'm definitely not going to accept the fact that it's been that long, because the last one y'all did, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the reboot, was supposed to be the best slasher reboot of that era. Fuck the whole, Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot and Halloween, all that shit. Nightmare on Elm Street was supposed to be the one, because y'all can do whatever y'all want creatively. Y'all can make your own rules. Y'all can break your own rules. They do it every sequel. Every time they kill Freddy, it's like, well, you killed him this way, but he's going to come back from dog's piss that's on fire. Like, they can do whatever they want. You have carte blanche to do whatever you want, and they just did that weak-ass reboot We can't get another one off the ground. You got these AI trailers and all of that. Like, and I think everybody's, you know, still a whole group of people that's like, well, if Robert Englund's not in it, then I'm not going to watch it. Like, please stop. Just stop. Robert Englund is not getting back in that chair for another Freddy movie. He's not going to do it. I think if Robert Englund made a cameo, if he can make a cameo, that'd be cool. But as far as him playing Freddy, I just don't see it. It's time to move on.
Yeah,
that's my one. It's Frederick Krueger.
That's interesting too, because that one of the Freddy Krueger movies have actually ended up on my what if list for our next one.
Oh, the what if this? Okay, that ended up on my list too. Wait, that ended up on my. It was on my list. I put it in my honorable mentions.
That was on.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's in my honorable mentions.
With Peter Jackson?
I don't know if we're talking about it. Yep, exactly. Yeah, because I looked at that one and I was like, "Yo, this could have." We talking early Peter Jackson.
Yeah, this is right after Brain Dead.
Yeah, yep. I was like, "Yo, we could have got some really wacky shit," and the plot for it was actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
I was like, I would actually want to see this, especially this day and age. I'm like, you can still use that plot in a Freddy movie.
Yeah,
but you know they don't want.
I would love to read that script, bro. Like, I would love to read that script.
It might be online somewhere.
I was on a Reddit thread of last week, and every time I think I found it, and people said, "No, it's not it. It's not it. It's only the synopsis. Only the synopsis. It's not the actual script." He did deliver a fully fledged script to New Line, so there is a script out there.
What year was this that he did it? Do you know?
1989, 88.
So this was before the Dream Child?
This was after the Dream Child, yeah.
All right, so this was after the Dream Child, so after that was Rachel Talalay for Freddy's Dead. Damn. Imagine turning down Peter Jackson and going with
Peter Jackson, they had used some of his ideas in Freddy's Dead.
That, you know, it's crazy that studios do that when you get pitched certain ideas and you're like, yeah, we're not going to go with this idea, but you like there was stuff from the Halloween Return script that they put in, I think, Halloween 2018, or was it Halloween Kills? I think it was Halloween 2018. Yeah, it was little stuff that they sprinkled in the movie that they took from the other scripts. But I'm wondering, like, do the writers get mad at shit like that? Can they sue for things like that? I'm not sure.
Well, as long as they get a story credit from it.
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying. Them story credits, man, is importante. But it's like, I wonder, do they regret it? Like, they're like, damn, man, we could have had Peter Jackson, but we went with Rachel Talalay. I like Freddy's Dead. I'm like one of the few people in the world that likes Freddy's Dead, but if I could have got Peter Jackson
for cheap too. And you know what? Like, they must have liked him. They must have liked that script anyway, because they gave him Lord of the Rings 10 years later.
That's the same company?
Yeah, that's New Line Cinema. They gave him Lord of the Rings.
Damn. Yeah, they looked back on it. It was like, Peter, let's talk, man.
Yeah,
we know we fucked up, but we'd like you to helm one of the biggest franchises of all time. I've honestly only seen the third one. I went to the movies to see the third one. Was that Return of the King? I don't remember nothing.
Return of the King.
I remember a spider, a big spider at some point in the movie, and I think that was about it. Look, man, I was trying to go to sleep at some point. That movie was long as hell.
Yeah, it was. I remember I went on it was like the first date of me and this girl, and we both wanted to go see Return of the King. And I told her, look, our show was at 7. I told her, look, we got to be there like at 6. Because, look, dude, we didn't have what you guys have now. We didn't have like assigned seating. Like, we had to get there like an hour before to get like good seats. But she didn't listen. We ended up leaving about 6:45. We get there by 6:50. Guess what happened? The lines already around the building.
Yeah.
And we sat in the front two. We sat in the front row, in the center, looking up like this the whole entire time. So mad.
I'd have been blind at that point.
So mad, bro.
Yeah, I know that line was crazy because and they was advertising that as the last movie too. You know that line was going to be crazy. I am going to go back at some point. I'm going to go back and watch those movies. I think I got all 3 of them up there somewhere, and I was like, I'm going to sit with these bitches one day.
Man, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I think that experience just turned me off from that whole trilogy. Because that was some bullshit. And again, I don't want to listen, but whatever. All right.
They never do.
Right? My number 1 is a movie that has been in development since 2007 and has had numerous directors and production companies attached to it. It was attached to Legendary for the longest time, along with Christopher Nolan, and this was going to be his next movie after Inception. The divorce between Legendary and Warner happened, and Warner retained the rights to this highly groundbreaking anime film named Akira.
Okay.
This was...
Nolan was going to do that?
Yeah, Nolan was supposed to do this movie. His production company, Legendary, was going to help do this movie. But talks fell through. I guess he didn't want to do it because he just did Dark Knight Rises. He did Inception. I felt like he wanted to do something else instead of go back to another franchise. In 2017, it was announced that Taika Waititi was announced to write and direct the new adaptation of Akira. And in 2022, the project has been shelved indefinitely due to Waititi's projects. As of April of 2025, there has been no update, according to producer Andrew Laszlo while appearing on the comicbook.com podcast. He says, there is no update on terms of Akira being filmed or being written. Taika is working on a Star Wars film, so that's taking precedence. And it's unfortunate because I don't think we'll ever see Akira on the live screen in live action. And honestly, I don't think that you would be able to do this movie anyway, because there's a lot of social commentary that is going on in Akira that you just can't duplicate for a Western audience. And I don't know if I want to see this movie anymore, but it is number 1 because Akira is one of my favorite anime films growing up. I don't think Taika Waititi is the best choice to direct this movie. I still think like a Zack Snyder or Nolan or a Cameron, a Bigelow, Miike would be better suited to handle the material for this movie.
Takashi Miike?
Yeah.
Oh,
Audition?
Fuck. Shit, man.
I had watched Ichi the Killer, and that was a movie that sold me on the idea that, yeah, this motherfucker can direct Akira.
Takashi Miike. If it's anything like Audition, I definitely wouldn't see it. Because I've never seen Akira. Somebody gave it to me on DVD and was like, listen, if you're going to get into anime, he's like, this is they gave me this, and they gave me something called Perfect Blue, and was like, these are 2 of the best anime movies I've seen if you want to watch them. But they really put an emphasis on the Akira shit. I thought it was based off of a video game at first, but I didn't know this came out in '88.
Yeah,
but I did see this when I was looking up like some development hell stuff. I did see that this was like This was something a lot of people were talking about. Was this Akira live
action? Yeah. Yeah.
This looks like Ridley Scott Blade Runner shit, but it ain't this violent.
I think the closest as people got to seeing Akira live action is two things. One, Kanye West's music video for Stronger, and two, Chronicle. Those are the closest that you'll ever get to an Akira live action movie.
The found footage movie?
Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan
and Dane DeHaan. Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan, Dane DeHaan. Yeah, that was actually pretty good, man. Wait, so they got clearly, it looks like all these motherfuckers got superpowers, so I don't even know why I'm about to ask. There's a robot with red lights in his chest. And the yellow thing on his this is something completely different. Yeah, that's not Akira. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Only one of them has superpowers, and he has telekinesis. At one point, Jordan Peele was attached to this movie.
To this Akira movie?
Yeah.
That's different. I don't know. Maybe I got this on one of my lists. I think I got this on my list of animated shit to watch. But this looks like I don't even really know what to make of it from the trailer, to be honest.
It is a sci-fi epic. Akira's a sci-fi epic, bro. It's just one of them movies that has to be experienced for sure.
You got any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Rob Zombie's Crow 2039. I would have loved to have seen that, but I think I could have put that on What If. Neil Blomkamp's Halo. I guess I could put that on What If too. Actually, no. The only one is Happy Death Day 3. Happy Death Day to You. That's it. That's my only honorable mention. Because, again, I don't know if that movie's ever going to get filmed. I want to see it happen, but the way it was announced, and I don't know. I just have a bad feeling.
Yeah, I definitely want to see part 3 because the first one, I didn't expect it to be as much fun as it was, and I was like, all right, I can get behind this. Then the sequel did something different. I was like, all right, cool, and here we are waiting. My honorable mentions are the ones that actually made it out of development hell, because that's why I said I had to do this list over, because we kept getting news after news after news after news. Like, so the Goonies were originally on my development hell list, but I'm gonna shout them out because they made it out of development hell. They're actually making a part 2. The Gremlins made it out of development hell. The Toxic Avenger made it out. Toxie was on my original list. The Killer Clowns made it out. They were on my original fucking list. Urban Legend just made it out. The Crow made it out. Tron Ares made it out of development hell. Beetlejuice made it out of development hell after like 30 fucking years, and we haven't gotten a Nightmare on Elm Street movie since 2010.
I know, that's wild. Oh no! You know what?
Made it out.
Friday the 13th Part 2.
I mean, I put Jason as an honorable mention, but it's more so Pamela Voorhees that made it out of development hell, because we don't know.
I don't count that because I want Derek Mears to return as Jason.
Yeah, that because Brett Eisner was supposed to do that. Brett Eisner, the dude that did The Crazies, was supposed to do Friday the 13th Part 2. It was going to be Jason in the Snow.
Yep.
Or what?
And I don't know what happened. Yeah,
because the movie made money. I think
it wasn't a flop by any means.
Money.
It was a success. Fucking
Yeah, I
Platinum
really want to
Dunes,
say that
bro.
movie made
Gotta
some
blame
good money.
Platinum Dunes.
And they are fucking up, man, because Platinum Dunes was on to something. I think Platinum Dunes and Dark Castle was on to something so amazing, and they didn't even realize it. I think those two companies can look back like, damn, yo, we really, like, you remember when Dark Castle was doing House on Haunted Hill remake, Ghost Ship, 13 Ghosts, not the Haunting, did I say House of Wax already? Whatever it was. They could have put it all in one universe at some point. Platinum Dunes was on the same tip. They had Amityville, they had Texas Chainsaw, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, they
according to Andrew Fuller, Nightmare on Elm Street is what killed Platinum Dunes.
What killed it?
Nightmare on Elm Street. That killed the production company.
That's what they get for having look, I'm glad they wanted to take a chance on a director. Like, there's plenty of directors that came from music video backgrounds, but Nightmare on Elm Street is not something you gamble with. Like,
No.
I think every director they gambled with in the 80s, for better or worse, brought their own thing, brought something special to, like, even the worst Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. They still did something original. They had original ideas in there, but they just had this fucking music video director come in there and just jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. Just stupid, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, Derek Mears, I think Derek Mears, shout out Derek Mears, I think he has a birthday today. I think it is Derek Mears' birthday. We need Derek Mears on the show. Yeah. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Derek Mears. One of the best Jasons and one of the best Predators.
Absolutely.
Even though he got strung up.
Yeah, he was classic Predator, Jason. He was Swamp Thing, which is another fucking travesty that they just, oh my God, I don't even know why they canceled that show. That Swamp Thing show.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch it?
No, but it's on Max, and I should watch it, but I don't know if I'm going to.
It is. They went hard in this genre. It's straight up horror. It's horror. It's dark. You don't get to spend a lot of time with Alec Holland, but they do give you like enough time to know how his personality was before the accident, and he gets to interact with Abby Arcane and shit like that in like the first episode or two. But yeah, man, it's Virginia Madsen's in there, Will Patton's in there, RJ Kyler pops up at one point. Like, the cast is solid in that shit, and wherever they shot it looks great. There's body horror in it. Derek Mears is a badass as Swamp Thing. His eyes are all red and shit. Yes, it's fire, yo. It's definitely fire. I'm waiting on Swamp Thing though. I hope James Gunn does not screw this up.
Well,
he said that it's going to be
directed the Wolverine and Logan movies.
James Mangold.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that guy also did Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So, I mean, one can only hope he learned from his mistake.
You're right. I totally forgot he did that movie. Totally forgot he did that.
Yeah, man. And I was sad for my boy Indy, man. I was so sad for Indy. And I was like, everybody that was talking about Crystal Skull, please apologize. Because Dial of Destiny ain't got shit going on. Ain't got nothing going on. And the audacity, y'all, to have him ride around on that horse like, you know, like Arnold didn't do it first in True Lies. No, I'm not giving Indy a pass in that movie. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it at all. Then they had the fake-ass short round, the little kid that could fly planes and drive. I'm like, just stop. Just stop it. He's arguing with his goddaughter throughout the whole thing. Like, it's just not a good send-off for Indy.
No, it's not. It really is not. Once the first initial reviews came out, I was like, nah, I'll wait for it to go stream. And then when it hit streaming, I was like, I don't think I'm going to watch this.
There's a cool flashback sequence where they deep fake like they de-age Harrison Ford to take him back into like the Raiders of the Lost Ark era, and that's how he ties into Mad Mikkelsen's villain character. So the de-aging part is solid. Like, it makes you feel like a throwback Indiana Jones movie. But then after that, I'm just like, there's nothing really exciting happening. And he's arguing with this annoying ass girl throughout the whole movie. The kid is annoying. The villains suck. It's not great.
Yeah.
My words, people.
Let's see, what else? And my last honorable mention would be Amityville Back to the Hood.
If you're serious, if somebody was seriously making that, it could stay in development hell and burn for all eternity. For all eternity, that shit can burn there.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Fucking Amityville. I don't even, out of morbid curiosity, I watched. This was like a couple months ago. I watched Amityville: The Awakening, the one Blumhouse put out.
Yeah,
and it's still very. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but I'm like, this is so by the numbers. Even down to the guy getting possessed at the end of it, walk around with the shotgun. I'm like, we've done this shit before. And then in the movie, Thomas Cub from Project X is in there, and he's asking the girls in school, have you ever seen the Amityville Horror? And I was like, wait, what? Like, what are we doing here? And he goes over to the girl's house who lives in the Amityville house, and he's like, yeah, we came over to watch movies. I brought the Amityville Horror, the original one. He's like, I brought the Amityville 2, which is a prequel, and I brought the Amityville remake with Ryan Reynolds. And I'm like, wait, what? So I shit you not, bro. They literally do that in the movie. He pulls out the DVDs in the Amityville movie. So I'm like, wait, so the events really happened, but even the 70s movie is a movie? Like, I don't know. He pulls out the movie. I shit you not, he pulls the movies out of his book bag when he goes over that girl's house. They try to Deadpool the shit. They try to Deadpool Amityville, yo.
Wow.
The desperation. Yeah, the desperation is serious.
Man, trying to keep that fucking movie alive, man. There's a documentary about that, about the Amityville Horror on Shudder. I watched 10 minutes of it and I turned that shit off.
Yo, that's you know how
it's called Demon House or Evil House or something like that.
Evil House?
Yeah.
Listen, don't ask me, bro. We should do. You know how Gamer Harold's always saying we should do a 24-hour live stream. We should just binge the entire Amityville franchise during that live stream. We definitely wouldn't survive that shit.
No. We'll
look just like those motherfuckers from The Ring. Like, you remember when they find the dead bodies in The Ring and their jaws is all like...
I barely survive fucking Children of the Corn, dude. There's no fucking way I'd be able to survive this.
I remember we ranked those, yo. It's like you were going crazier and crazier the more you got into the franchise, because I remember, I think I had my list already done. Plus, you hadn't seen them all yet. Yeah. And I remember you were doing the TikTok videos, and every one of them that came out, like, your face just looked more and more fucking frustrated. Like, that shit was hilarious, yo.
Fucking defeated by the time I got to like 6. Like,
Isaac's return.
Yeah, like 3 I could handle. I actually kind of liked 3. I thought it was different.
I remember you ranking 3 pretty high when we did that episode.
And then 2 was actually kind of fucking hilarious with the remote control wheelchair.
That's my shit. I love Children of the Corn 2, man.
2 was kind of insane. 2 was pretty funny. And then with the old lady underneath the house, and they just fucking just drop it on her.
That's actually kind of that was kind of fucked up though. even though she was an old witch, but they definitely dropped the house on her. They were killing everybody in that town. That's why I liked 2, because I'm like, this is what I didn't get the first time around. They were murking people off, and then the franchise just does whatever it wants at that point. That's when get into like that's when you get into like, this is like Hellraiser spec script territory. Like, these aren't Children of the Corn movies. These are spec scripts that you just throw Gatlin and He Who Walks Behind the Rose in. It's like, oh, I get it. Because there's one with Billy Drago. I think it was Children of Corn Genesis. That is a movie that doesn't even feel like a Children of Corn movie at all.
Yeah, that one was weird. That was really weird. That was a really weird movie. Like, he had like an old lady like tied up, or like she can be. Yeah, that was a weird one, bro. That one, yeah. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that.
And what happened to the cop? Remember, the cop was like investigating outside, and his body just flew into the sky.
He flew up into the sky and never came back down.
They never explained it, and I didn't ask. I wasn't about to fucking.
An alien came up and sucked him up, dude. That's what it was.
The director probably doesn't even know. Like, if you ask the director, he's probably like, "Look, man, I don't." Ask Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
that shit was definitely Dimension Films.
Definitely not my call.
Yeah, that movie sucked ass. That was the chick from Hostel, though. That chick that Billy Drago had, that freak ass chick that was all touching all over the dude while he was trying to use the phone to call AAA or whatever. Yeah, she was the girl. She was the girl Paxton was fucking in the first Hostel movie. I'm pretty sure she was.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's her.
There was some breaking news that I just saw. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Where'd it go? Something with the Pacers.
What, they got the Bucks the fuck out of there?
Oh shit! They barely won by
the Pacers
by a point. They were down 8 at halftime.
So that's a wrap. The Bucks going home, right?
4-1. Yeah.
So much for Damian Lillard was talking all that shit too to Tyrese Halliburton. Lillard was talking a lot of shit. I think Giannis going. I think Giannis is gone after this season.
Yeah.
He's tired of it. He is tired of it. I think damn, so the Bucks are gone. They home. The Heat lost by 55 points last night.
Yeah, and they got swept by the Cavs, bro.
Yeah, Cavs is scary. Cavs looking real scary. So the Heat are home. The Bucks are home. The Grizzlies are home. The Grizzlies got beat by like 1,000 points and got swept. And that's what Ja Morant get for not taking the playoffs seriously.
Mm-hmm.
His stupid ass. He irks.
What did he say?
Me, man.
I'm fine in the West. And then what happened?
Yeah, she's like, who? Yeah, that was when, what was that, 2023 season? When I think we beat the brakes off of them, because that's who he was talking about. He's like, I'm fine in the West. And we beat the brakes off of them. And that last elimination game, they was playing Whoop That Trick, and Rui and D'Lo, and everybody was dancing, taunting them and shit. Good times, man, when we made it to the Western Conference Finals. We
so Pistons are in the lead right now in the fourth.
They playing again?
Knicks lead 3-1.
Go Knicks. I don't like the Pistons.
Magic.
They want to be the old school Pistons so bad that all y'all do is get in the fights now and y'all just be acting stupid. I can't stand the Pistons this season. And I think Isaiah Stewart's a bitch. I don't like him either. I don't know who I dislike more out of him and Dylan Brooks, but I don't like Isaiah Stewart because I don't know who told him he's the new Dennis Rodman. You're not. You're not that guy. He is not that guy.
Oh, Damian Lillard had a torn Achilles.
Yeah, Because remember, he was fresh off of an injury, and he bounced back pretty quick, and then he came back, and I guess he irritated something, and he tore his Achilles, which means he won't even be playing at the start of the season. So the Bucks in trouble, man. They in trouble, and I really do think Giannis is gone next season. I don't think he'll be there much longer, yo. I don't see it happening, man. I'll take him now. Let's get Giannis over. Let LeBron tell LeBron like, yo, give us one more year, man. If we don't get it this year, get Giannis in there.
Oh, they went overtime. Pacers and
who?
And
yeah, I didn't know the Pacers
got into
good.
Giannis got into a scuffle with Benedict Matrin.
I don't even know who the hell Benedict Leling is. Oh, man.
And Magic is leading right now in the second. Clippers play tonight at 7.
Yeah, we play tomorrow at 10 o'clock. This game will have me stressed out. Because ain't no way we letting the Timberwolves do this to us. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, put up a fight. Yeah. Warriors and Lakers play tomorrow.
Like, did you see, I almost called him J.J. Abrams. J.J. Redick didn't make any substitutions in the entire second half. So you had Bron, Luka, AR, Dorian Finney-Smith, and I forgot who else the fuck was out there. And Rui Hachimura playing for the entire second half. No substitutions. Like, that was weird. I don't even know why he did that.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, why would he do that?
And it was no surprise. Motherfuckers was just walking around on defense. They wasn't crashing the boards or nothing because they were tired. Their fatigue was on. But they said that it might be over for the Lakers because they said that him not making substitutions for the whole second half was him saying, I don't trust anybody on the bench at this point. That's kind of fucked up. It's like, damn, you ain't going to put me in? You don't think I can help? It's fucked up.
All right, well, we'll call it for right now. Are you finished with your what ifs?
Did I do what now?
Are you finished with all your what ifs? Your director what ifs?
I think I got all my what ifs, and I think I got my honorable mentions too. I think my list is pretty solid. We already established we got one of the same on our list, but I think mine. I think I'm gonna stick with this one because I did it over twice. Yeah, I did it over twice because it was some names popping up that were, I won't say what the names are, but I'll just say what franchise they were attached to. It was a lot of names popping up for people that were supposed to do Halloween. It was a lot of names popping up, and one of them almost made my list, and I was like, no. In my heart, no. As a fanboy, yes, but in my heart, no. I don't think we should have. No. Dialogue-wise, I'm like, yeah, but execution, I'm like, no. I don't think so. I don't think.
Well, do you want to do the stream next week since we have our list already completed?
What
day?
The
6th?
Is that?
It's Tuesday.
The 6th? Yeah, let's do that, bro.
Okay.
Down.
Because I got my list, and I kind of want to hear your thoughts on some of these movies that didn't happen. So
yeah, this is definitely going to be a good one. This is one I might I might hype this one up and maybe ask like our like our listeners and our viewers and shit, like ask them what the topic question is, and then maybe see if they got some of the same as ours, or we could shout out their shit during the episode or something.
Okay.
Because it's my honorable mentions. It's a lot. Because I was like, are we doing 5 of these? Because there's a lot of directors that almost made so many movies, and I tried not to have the same. Almost had the same franchise in there twice, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, I actually got a couple of honorable mentions, a couple of Tim Burton films. I got another Tarantino movie, another Robert Rodriguez movie. So, yeah.
Tarantino's in my honorable mentions.
Tarantino's in your honorable mentions? Yeah, I think he's on my number 5. He's at my 5 spot. So, this is going to be really fun. So, yeah, let's do that for the 6th. So, we will catch you guys next week, same time, same channel. And we'll be doing director what ifs. This is going to basically be what if these directors had directed these films?
Yeah.
And what would it look like?
Be a good time.
Yeah. I can't wait.
It's going to be the best case of shoulda, coulda, wouldas that y'all will ever hear. Trust me.
Yeah, for real. Till then, man, let's keep our fingers crossed. Hope the Lakers win tomorrow so we can have a little bit more playoff, a better playoff run than what we're having now. So,
about to have the most depressing evening ever thinking about this shit now.
Well, fingers crossed, man. We got till tomorrow, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right. Well, if you didn't catch us live, you can catch this on YouTube at Zuko's Corner on Sunday morning at 7, and this main event at 9. So be sure to check us out there. Follow Romero at the links down in the description, his podcast, and be sure to follow me on TikTok at Zuko's Corner. Till then, we will see you later.